my own conversation with myself. And yes, there are a lot of things I could talk about. I have a lot of themes there that I would like to share my knowledge about. I'm just not yet exactly precise like on how to do that. Meanwhile, then, so I'm having a conversation, and I can give my perspective on it, which is also a way of getting to know someone, as well as getting to know myself even further in this environment, and see how I improvise on this kind of stage, let's say. Curse words? Oh, yes, I do curse. Yes, I do. But I also, maybe it is a cultural thing. I mean, I don't know. So I mean, I don't know if you know that. I was born in Germany. I am German. But I have been living like most of my life in Spain. Anyways, I have educated myself with many other cultures that I resonate with. And probably this holding back, or it does not have to be exactly culture, but it is just self-discipline. I don't like to explode. I do like it sometimes, or I like to use it in a creative way. Yes, I do. But there are moments where I just swallow the ego and I just let it go. So I listen to whatever my ego has to say, whatever reaction that I hear in my head, and then I just release it. It's not necessary, you know. At the same time, I also don't judge anybody to deal with that differently. It's just that I chose in certain moments, I already know that it is best for me to just keep quiet. Same way as when I don't feel so well. Like these days, I am having a migraine and I'm just resting, you know, and using this moment to channel this energy and this opportunity that I have into something else. And I'm not very proud of myself because I'm not doing that much, but I am doing quite a lot as well at the same time. Most of it is energy work as well. And yes, you know, gaining perspective on something. And also just spirit saying, hey, just rest a little bit because I know what I've been through, you know. And I know what I'm battling with every day. And although I have my migraine, you know, I do my singing practices. And well, I mean, maybe if someone is just distrusting perfection, what is perfection? well, I'm definitely not a perfect person. I'm known for that. Um, uh, like publicly, how I show off myself, like I'm basically not shy at all in showing my most vulnerable side, like, and every aspect of me, and my thoughts on it, and just, you know, um, it just, it is. I prefer to laugh about myself. Sometimes I say something stupid, or uh, I react in a certain way, and it's just, um, I like to embrace it. So I don't, yeah, I'm not shy about that, on being, um, someone that is learning to getting to know themselves, and figuring out, and letting, and sharing that, as well, and how to deal with that, like how to establish my relationship with myself. Yes. um no, I don't think that is, I think it's the most healthiest way of, actually, creating your healthy well-being. um so being, not trusting someone because, um maybe there's just a different perspective. And no matter how many times we have, gone through an experience, we learn to establish our boundaries. I know that. I mean, I thing is, so when it comes to, certain vocabulary, like there is certain vocabulary I completely touched out of my, um, dictionary. Um, I just have, or yeah, I just have a very, so either I don't use this word anymore, or I just have a completely different, perspective of it, gained of it through experience. Like maybe at one time in my life I would, see that. So after, uh, having some experiences with it, and then, okay, this is called this concept. And then I probably would, get to know someone else, and I it would trigger these memories of it, but it is because that person probably, is on another level of consciousness, and this person, um, just triggers something in me because, I have not reached that level, and there's a great misunderstanding that is born out of fear, right? Um, so, healing as well means to, probably not getting triggered anymore, right? So if you still get triggered for something, instead of, maybe seeing through it and just laughing about it and just letting it pass because it just does not affect you anymore, then I would consider that to be healed. Otherwise, you're guarding your heart space because of that wound and that memory and whatever that did to you. But, there comes a point, like, love love is vulnerable. You cannot connect love with fear. See, that's, the I'm right now reminded of this book, the Seven Hermetic Philosophies, where they talk about I think it is love and fear that they take as an example of polar opposites. So which would be considered in life as an energy frequency that is separated by a range that would go from a certain frequency, so from the maximum to a minimum range of this frequency. So when it comes to manifestation, for example, in transforming energy, so we only can transform a certain energy into in a range perspective, right? In the same range, not into something completely different. So the example I think in that book was, you cannot take love and turn it into a stone, right? You can turn love into fear. I kind of lost right now where I wanted to go with this. So yeah, I just was reminded about this, about talking about love. So yes, love and fear, that's impossible. So love requires for you to give everything, to give it all of you. The moment that you have a guarded heart or a fear comes in, it creates blockages and it puts you in a vulnerable state. Yes. But if you love yourself, again, so if you have established, let's say, a healthy and conscious relationship with yourself, then you probably every relationship, it starts with yourself. And yes, so especially with these deeper connections, they tend to trigger us a lot. Why? Because well, they're there to heal, and they will probably test you on all kinds of levels. And challenge you, which sometimes can be, well, it can require some rest time, some separation time, in order to fix that, to understand that. And then try again, right? So because it's a journey, and it's a life journey, really, and it is all about yourself in the end. 22:11. Yeah, I don't really like selling myself. Like, so all this going to a job interview and sell yourself, like talking about your qualities and all this kind of stuff, which is very ego-ish. Like, I just I don't like it at all. Like, it makes me very uncomfortable. So I don't like to talk about myself and about my uh like you give it a whole menu, you know, with all the ingredients. I don't like to do that. I prefer to letting that appear in the very moment, um because then it comes out naturally and in a in the right moment as well. And probably so if in one moment a person reacts, for instance, in a certain way or responds in a certain way, so there's a difference as well. But if you if you react in a certain way in one moment, it doesn't mean that you will always react in that way, right? Because there are many um, influences um, that have like an impact on this very moment. Um, so yeah, that it really depends on your shadow work, as they call it, how you deal with certain moments. Then you will have this same situation again and again, and then see how this person improves their behavior, or how they react, or their perspective, you know. The shifts of perspectives are infinite. They're infinite. And that is beautiful. Like, nothing defines you, right? You can reinvent yourself over and over and over again through life. Like, um, you can rediscover yourself. Like, as much as society at one point has completely cloaked you from who you truly are, which is a whole a journey to find yourself and unlearn all the things. So then your to reach your true spirit, right? To be your spirit, to be your higher consciousness. And then you just don't take things so heavily. Although, I mean, I am very self-deprecating. Like, I criticize myself. I'm very challenging to myself, and I am as well that then to others, as one could imagine. But at the same time, so I'm also compassionate. So, I mean, like, I don't judge through. I see that, and then I see, okay, just how are we going to grow out of this? So that's why at some point I studied. So I was always into this humanities studies, field of studies, because um, so this is probably the theme of interest here. Um, Humanity would be a better place if um, if we would just focus on ourselves. more than many other things there are in society. And hopefully, so yes, when it comes to to exercise your passion, that you can fully be yourself, and that you can fully be in your essence, and then you do a great job. if if the environment is not the right environment, it just creates a lot of blockages. And yes, I mean, uh, the fact that one has so many faces and so many aspects of themselves, like, and then it is also changing. Yes, but probably, yeah. So it's a whole living thing, basically. But so the fact that one has that, um, I just forgot again what I wanted to say. This migraine is horrible. 2222. So when I imagine if a person has so many different aspects of oneself, I mean, whether you can see that looking at your let's say the astrological chart, um, or because you have gone through different timelines, um, learned like a different version of yourself. Okay, I mean, that's a totally different thing. Like, I mean, there's just, I mean, so in my case, like, there's just, yeah, like, you have certain insights into that, but there's, I think there was or is like one, has been, let's say, one great life timeline that is very, that had a great mission, let's say. Okay. um but and then, okay, so I mean, that's something else. Like, I mean, how many times do we relive that, and which one is the real one? So is it a timeline that it repeats itself over and over again? Hmm. No, I don't know. It's something that I at a certain point I was questioning myself, but maybe that's a different conversation. Um. So, however, so when it comes to getting to know yourself, I mean, you have to grip get a grip with all those different aspects of oneself, right? To actually get to used to them. So imagine how that is when you get to know someone else that has so many aspects and so many faces, you know. And then when you actually want to agree on something, or manifest something, so the best thing you can do, I guess, is to kind of focus. I mean, every aspect. Talk about every aspect. Yes, I see the point on this, and I think it's a great a great work. But when it comes to manifestation, in order to not have all the energy like all over the place, so that is the energy field is completely just all over the place, so you have to concentrate the energy on what you want to focus on, and you have to focus on that, and then you can manifest that. So that's probably why a lot of other energy is just basically, so what I do is I just cut it out. Yes, it is there, but I cut it out. Like, it is not so, in order to give my, because the importance here is to, what is your intention? I mean, if you're just saying one thing and then doing something else and then saying this and that and every day, like changing the perspective or changing opinion, changing words, how do you expect to manifest something out of that? Because it is very it creates a lot of confusion, right? That's basically chaos magic. Like, that's when other people come in and try to turn your opinion and give their perspective and opinion. And I mean, so if you have reached a certain level of consciousness, you just know from where they're come, and you don't, so you see through that, okay? So, and you know what's good, what's bad, what's maybe useful, what's not, and anyways, you know. So it's very important to listen to yourself. But yeah, so and then, well, I don't even want to talk about glitches and all this stuff. So anything from outside energy that can influence your perspective and your view of something can create chaos, right? So it depends really on the strength on your own inner knowledge upon recognizing something for what it is or not, and make sure that it stays on its uh, let's say, on the path, right, to manifesting it. So to see it grow into fruition, for how do you say that, for fulfillment, right? So that's why probably certain aspects are cut out in order to have a straight intentioned focus on whatever you want to manifest. Okay, I'm gonna leave this message here for now.